And as you look down, I'm sure you've noticed the snow in the ground. If you're American or you live somewhere warmer than Montreal, you might be surprised to see snow in the middle of March. But here in Montreal, you know, the snow sticks around as long as it wants to. And though after 4 or 5 months it can get tiresome, especially when the days are short and the sky is gray, on a day like today when the sun is out and you've got some blue sky above us and the days are a bit longer, actually. We just hit the daylight savings, or I should say daylight savings just ended, to be more accurate. The day when the clocks moved forward an hour was a couple of days before I'm filming this. And so now it's still nice and bright until about 7 instead of 6. Which makes a big difference. Interesting to notice that that stop sign says stop instead of arrête, which is what you see in most of Montreal, the French word for stop. But I can tell you that the neighborhood of Westmount is quite unique in this city. In fact, technically it's not even part of the city. It's the city of Westmount. That being said, it is surrounded by the city of Montreal. It's just kind of had its own history, its own I suppose when Montreal was a much smaller city and Westmount was a small city as well, they really were separate. And traditionally, Westmount was and is a more English-speaking neighborhood. It just so happens that Montreal has grown so much that it now surrounds Westmount. But the name and the classification of being its own city continues to this day. Look at that the lights on that stop sign. You see that? All kinds of differences with the stop signs over here. Don't show François Legault, the Premier of Quebec, who famously wants French language prioritized in all places. This will just be our little secret. Oh, it's a nice day. weren't for that wind, you might be able to hear. It's blowing quite strongly at the moment, but if it weren't for that wind, I would be able to unzip my coat and it would really be feeling like the early days of spring. But this, my friends, I got a little coffee cup here too. This, my friends, the sign of little bits of melting snow finally losing the battle against the sun. That is a sign of spring all across this great country. In fact, I'm not even sure I know the official first day of spring. It's March something, right? Isn't it like the 21st or something? The reason I don't know is because, you know, as someone who grew up in Canada, I always thought that, you know, spring is when the snow's gone. I don't care what the calendar says. It could be the last week of April before the snow's gone. Could even be the first week of May. And then sometimes it feels like you only have 2 weeks of spring and then suddenly it's summer. We have long winters up here. Sometimes it cuts into the other seasons. I'm just going to pull out my phone and make sure I'm in the right direction, and yes, I am. For anyone who's wondering, this is what street is this? I was trying to look it up, but it's not showing up on my phone, but oh yeah. There it is on that old, classy looking street sign, which actually might have the seal of Westmount on it, if you can look really close under the word Sherbrooke. But yeah, this is Sherbrooke, which is one of the main roads east to west through this city. Excuse me. Sometimes I drink my coffee too fast and it makes me cough. But enough about my poor drinking habits, because we are getting to our destination. Still a lot of snow on the grass over here. And that building might just be our spot. As I said, I've never been here before, so I'm guessing this is the entrance. Okay. Oh, maybe I'm mistaken. Citizens of Westmount, serving king and country. Look at that. So that, I think I'm in the wrong building. I think that's actually a government building, and interesting we got to see that because that was the list of the, as it said, the citizens of Westmount who served in World War II. On the one hand, it was a very big list, but on the other hand, it's not that big. I mean, it reminds you of just how small a community this is. To be able to fit all the names on one side like that. But anyway, as we change gears, welcome to the library. Oh, it says no photo shoots. Okay, so maybe I will just give you a couple of little shots here. This is cool. I'm going to try to respect that sign which said they don't really want filming or photography, probably because, as you can see, it is a very scenic place. This is connected to the library. And it's nice and warm in here too, as you would imagine a place with plants like this to be. But again, there's people sitting and reading and talking, so I'm just going to quietly show you the other side of it. Give people their space. And then I will talk to you again when I'm outside. This is so cool. Here's another look from the outside. We're now in the library side, and I've realized that, you know, obviously libraries are quiet environments. So I'm going to try not to do too much walking and talking over here. It struck me as I moved from the greenhouse portion into the library itself that libraries are quiet places where people go to find rest and tranquility and breaks from the noisy, crowded world that so many of us live in. And that walking around filming and talking to myself might be a bit of a jerk thing to do. So I decided not to actually film inside, but it's very nice, old building. Very much what you would expect. A library to look like. Very nice interior, as you can tell from the outside of the building. It's a very charming building, and the inside lives up as well. A nice park here, just to the south of the library. I'll show you a brief walk through it. And then we will end our video for today. Or will the video go on and on and on and on? Our life will go on and on and on and on. But we must remember to enjoy every day of it. And every once in a while to break out of our routines and to visit someplace new. Even if it's just another neighborhood in your own city, you might be surprised what you find. Hope you enjoyed this walk. If you did, leave a comment, let me know. As always, I'm Dan, and I will catch you next time.